Hi, this is Olga from Wholesale USA It is only expected that is the process of running your wholesale or retail business that you will accumulate unsold merchandise. There are various reasons why you will accumulate merchandise, such as buying too much of it based on expectations of an increase in sales, to change in customer demand for your current merchandise, to external factors such as economic conditions. So while you should not blame yourself for being in a situation where you have boxes and racks of unsold products, you still want to find a way to efficiently deal with the situation when it arises. The actual path that you will take will be based on your goal. You might want to recoup some of the money that you spent on buying the merchandise, or you might simply want to make space for new merchandise. Before we go on, I want to make clear a few reasons why you will want to clear out any excess products. The longer an item stays in your store, the less new it will look. Customers will want to try it on. It will fall to the floor, get dirty, or simply lose its luster because of the impact the climate will have on it. Also, new customers want to see new products when they visit your store. If you always have the same products, they won't come back. So even if you are confident that you will eventually sell an item, it can still make sense to clear it out so the customers are not under the mistaken impressions that your merchandise never changes. When it comes to cleaning out the merchandise, you need to be careful. You don't want to give your customers the impressions that your business is struggling, otherwise they might not come back to shop by you, or they might assume that your merchandise is not of the highest quality. Whichever approach you take to move out your inventory, make sure that you keep in mind how it will be perceived by your loyal shoppers. I personally like to be very upfront with my customers about the reasons why I conduct sales or give merchandise away. Customers feel more comfortable about my business, and they are assured by knowing the reasons why I decide to run a sale or give away products. Yes, as a wholesaler, I also accumulate merchandise which I then work towards moving out as quickly as possible. From time to time, I will run super sales just because my warehouse starts getting crowded feeling. I want my customers to feel comfortable in my warehouse, and I understand that they need space so that they can look at all the items that I have for sale. I would like to share with you 6 tips to clear out unsold merchandise. Tip number 1. Donate the merchandise to a non-profit organization. You will be doing good while possibly enjoying a tax write-off. Consult with your accountant to see if a donation can help you and your business. Even if you don't receive a tax write-off, it can still make sense to donate unsold products. First of all, you will be helping an organization accomplish its goals, and second of all, by giving away the merchandise, you won't be running a huge sale at your warehouse that might drive down the perceived value of your merchandise. If you run a sale, your customers might conclude that either there is an issue with the merchandise, or they just might always expect to pay those lower sales prices. Tip number 2. Run a one-time clearance sale. You really need to be careful with this option. While sales are a great way to sell your wholesale goods, they are also problematic since they train the consumer to only shop when there is a sale. If you see a sale, make it very clear what the reason is for the sale, and how it's only for a specific selection of your items and for a specific period of time. Tip number 3. Barter your merchandise. Bartering means exchanging your inventory for the inventory or services for another business. For example, let's say you have a clothing store and you took a chance and purchased 100 towels that are just not moving. You can find a beach store that needs the towels and trade your towels for some of the products that the beach store is having trouble selling. You'll want to make sure that the products that you are receiving in exchange will appeal to your customers. You can also exchange your merchandise with the services of professionals that you might otherwise have to pay out of pocket. Let's say you meet an interior decorator who can rearrange your shop in a very professional manner. You can offer her merchandise in exchange for part or all of her fee. Tip number 4. You can give out your merchandise on a consignment basis to another store or wholesaler. Let's say you have a shoe store and you are left with 20 pairs of women's boots. You have tried running a sale for them, but they are still sitting in your store. You can approach another shoe store and offer to give them the boots on consignment. When the store sells the boots, you can split the proceeds according to a formula which you will agree ahead of time. There is a risk in giving out your merchandise on a consignment basis since you might never get paid for it. But if you have excused every other option and you don't want to donate your products, then it might make sense to use this approach. Tip number 5. Give out your merchandise on credit. If you have merchandise that people are reluctant to purchase, you might consider giving to people on credit. While there is a risk of not being paid for it, if you trust your customers and you have tried moving out the merchandise with no success, you might consider taking a chance on this option. If I would use this approach, I would tell the customers that if they prepare for my products or pay yearly, I will give them an additional discount. Tip number 6. Give your unsold merchandise to your customers as big thank you for doing their shopping by you. This is my favorite method for moving out slow-selling inventory. I feel good by helping out my customers, and my customers feel appreciated as well. After all, the success of a business depends on the satisfaction of its customers. If you have visited my warehouse, you know that I love giving out bonuses to my customers. It helps add value to their purchases and builds a good supplier-to-buyer relationship. Tip number 7. You can try selling in through another sales channels. Just because your merchandise is not moving through your current sales channels does not mean that it won't move well through another one. For example, if you sell on eBay, you can try renting a flea market booth. Or if you have a boutique, you might consider selling on Amazon. You can even open a second retail or wholesale outlet in a location that might be more suitable for your unsold merchandise. Please visit our wholesale warehouse in New York.